Good morning, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us. And good morning, Jessica and Ramie. It's always nice to see you and always nice to um, communicate and visit with all of you who watch. And I was out of town for the weekend. I went to see my younger son. And so I just got back yesterday and I'm kind of I feel great, and we had a wonderful rain this morning, but I don't have anything lined up to talk about, but Ramie says she does. So we're going to go with Ramie this morning. So
Okay, good
whenever,
morning. Yeah, I will. So, this is this is how my mind works, and this is not how you could work. Don't do this. Okay. All right. So I'm at the yoga patch. Lovely club, lovely, lovely. But I'm not getting any business. I'm barely getting enough to pay the rent. So I freak out just because mildly, and I think I'm always looking for a part-time job, always, for years, right? So this one company hires me, and it's selling swimming pools. So I have to go to Oklahoma City because it's seasonal, and they want to train you, just as fast as you can go. And they paid for the hotel room, thankfully. So I
Wow.
drove to Oklahoma City, and the training was okay. I believe in an ionized pool. This is what I liked because I
Oh,
drink ionized water. Cool, cool, cool. No chemicals.
wow.
The system cleans out the chemicals and so forth. So I had to learn all that. What I don't like is the dog and pony show, the sales part of it, which I know I'm not a salesperson, but I'm an educator. And I was so nervous the first one because I got home Friday and then I had one Saturday, and she was texting her husband while I was talking to her, and 4 kids are surrounding her. So she's kind of scattered. Okay. But her husband's deployed, and supposedly she got a special piece of paper saying she can make these decisions. Because if they're married, you never leave them alone because you need both of them, right?
Hmm.
So she just really wanted to know the price, and she was getting ready to go fishing. And I'm so glad I did that one because I was so nervous. I don't even know why. I talk to people all day long. I mean, I'm a pro, and I was just a nervous wreck, but that's why I'm glad I went. And I'm glad she didn't really pay attention to me because I made mistakes and I noticed them and she didn't. I don't know, but anyway. So then Sunday, I was telling my husband, and they have a regiment where your appointments are 10:30, 1:30, 3:30, 8:30. Well, I sent them when the scheduler called. I go, I can't do 8:30, and they're like, "What do you mean you can't do 8:30?" I go, "Oh no. I mean, I'm just not. If I go, I'll be mush." Anyway, so they told me to write an email to the president, which I did, but it didn't go through. I must have got the wrong email, but address. And so Sunday I was telling my husband, I'm toast. They don't like me. And so, Jeff, I love Jeff. He's just, okay, Ramie, you tried, blah, blah, blah. Right. So yesterday I had 2. So they just don't have them because it's April. But May, June, July, you'll guarantee you'll get 3 or 4, right? So I went, and I couldn't go at the time. I had to wait an hour. So my whole point is, so I went to the appointment. Now, these are pool people. They've had pools all their life, and they want a better quality pool, but not the chemical pool. So, yeah. So, and the lady is a nurse at VA, and we got along famously because she says VA is starting to do energy healing. And she didn't
Really?
really know. Yeah, yeah. And so I gave her my card, and I told her a little bit about energy. Now her husband is from a different cut. Let's put it that way. And I was showing him energy. He's like, what? No way. Okay. All right. So I give him my spiel, blah, blah, blah. Silver and copper, inject it to the water, make sure water ionized. You can drink out of literally, there's 13 gallons. So I was pretty proud of myself because I really did remember more than I thought I did, because it was 2 days of intense training. Oh, on the way to Oklahoma City, I'm following the directions. My phone dies. I mean, it doesn't come back on. It's over. It's toast. And I'm driving, and thank God I wrote down the address of the hotel, because I finally stop. I go, where am I? And this guy goes, you're in Norman, Oklahoma. I go, oh, well, I'm supposed to be in Oklahoma. He goes, you passed that about a half hour ago. Okay, can I use your phone to call the hotel? Call the hotel. Thank God I had that written down. And they gave me the directions to go back a half hour. So that was fun. And anyway, so get down, and really all these people. Now, the nurse is scrolling through her phone. She's not, she's interested, but not interested.
Mm.
He's at the across the street at the yard talking about the pool to the neighbors while I'm there with his wife. And I'm thinking, oh boy, people. And finally he comes over and I do it all. And then I tell him the price and he just laughs in my face. And he says, there's no friggin' way I'm going to spend 20, 30. There's just no way. I don't care how ionized it is, blah, blah, blah. And so you're supposed to call before, supposed to call after. You're supposed to call them when it doesn't work out, because they know how to wheel them in. And I didn't do any of that. And as I'm leaving the place, I am so grateful. I am a life coach. I am so grateful. I am a yoga energy healer. Oh, woo, woo. I love my place. And I'm just grateful. And I needed that. I really did. I really just needed to shake it up a little bit. And my husband allowed me to spend $100 to get there, blah, blah, blah. So that's my story. And I called the office and he goes, well, I didn't even know you were there. And I go, he goes, why didn't you let me talk to him? I go, listen, if there's anything I know is people, and he is not going to spend $25,000, $30,000, $20,000. You couldn't get him down. There's just no way. I just know people. I'm a life coach and he could care less. And he goes, well, this is not going to work. And I go, I know it's not. And I said, I resign. He was so surprised because, I can resign. So there's my story.
Well, very interesting, Ramie.
Yeah.
That speaks to all of us so much, doesn't it? That you need to know your own strength, know yourself, know your heart's desires, and the
Yeah.
universe responds most and best, right? More fully when we stand in our own passion, our own.
Yeah, I was doing yoga or meditation. I can't remember which. And I got the message clearly. Just allow. Stop chasing the rainbow. So I'm just going to, allow, see what happens.
Well, that's a beautiful experience.
It was. It is.
You got out of town.
And it was, I got out of town and I got a little bit away, and it was. And they're not mad at me. I'm not mad at them. It's just, it's not going to work. I'm not. Let me see if I can get you 2 more off. Let me call the boss. Let me see if I can get 2 more grand off. I'm just not built that way. If you want it, you want it. If you don't, you don't, There's, I believe in some break in price, but not like that. Yeah. This guy, he was great. He wore the gold chains. He was all decked out.
Oh my.
Yeah. They they have 9 kids total. I didn't get all that, but she was telling me the little girl that they had came to them by her best friend, and she's raising them. It was just you could tell she's a nurse, it's just a heartfelt, and he just goes along with it. So, and he wants his pool. So he's going to go somewhere and get it for $5-6 grand.
With the chemicals.
Yeah. With what?
With the chemicals. Chemicals added.
Yeah. I told him, see, I know. I told him, ionized water is the best. Told him I drank it. He just looked at me. We'll see.
Yeah. Yeah, I have a client that has one of those pools, and they really like it. Yeah, they really like it. It took a while, a few weeks to kind of adjust everything to their climate, I
they
guess.
say it takes a month for the water to settle because it's 13,000 gallons of water.
And, but then I think there was other trouble afterwards, but it eventually worked out. And it's really nice. Yeah.
Yeah, and you know what? In the training they had a picture of they have a $3.99 pool, which is what they get you to call on, and then they don't want you to buy it because they don't install it. It's not ionized. It could be, I guess, but I saw a picture of a cow drinking out of the $3.99 pool. And when I wrote my email, I went, if you can ionize that $3.99 pool, make it $5. I don't know. And I wouldn't mind going to farmers and telling them that their cows can drink ionized water, and then look how much better the land would be in their yield. Now that's where, and I'm your morning gal, But
well, Ramie, just start your own company. There you go. I see it. Ramie selling farmers ionized water for pools for their.
That's not a bad idea.
I know. I think it's a great idea.
I mean, yeah.
Well, especially like organic farmers, right?
Yeah.
That would be
the regenerative. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd be busy.
I would think so. Huh,
yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. Depending on where they get their water from. But yep. Everything's always working out for us, right, Ramie? So that was meant to be that experience for you. Yeah. That's beautiful.
Yeah. Thank you. So in your absence last week, Jessica, we had a hypnotist from Italy.
I listened to part of it.
Oh, good. Yeah. He was interesting.
Yeah. I've got to listen to the full.
Yeah. Yeah. He wants you to quit smoking. He wrote a whole book about it and how you can find the labyrinth. And I thought, that's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Instead of just saying, and he didn't like the word quit, right, Carla?
Right. I that was impressive to me. I had never thought of the difference between using the word stop versus quit. And right away, when I was saying it in my mind after he had made that statement, it was like, oh, wow, there is a huge difference, right, energetically, that I felt. Definitely.
Yeah.
Very cool.
That's good.
Yeah, I enjoyed James a lot. Yeah.
Well, good.
Yeah.
Well, I was at the Confluence event in Bandera, Texas.
Yes. How did that go?
Oh my gosh, you guys would have loved it.
Was Heath there?
Yeah, Heath and I were there on Sunday together. Yeah.
Because I meet him today.
Good.
Yeah, we're cooking up something. We're cooking up meditation. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, we were there Sunday together. And then I was just there on Sunday and Monday because of course I went home. I was just home the previous Thursday night. I got home, visited my parents, had all my kids and grandkids over, got to see everybody. It was beautiful. It felt so good to be in my little apartment. Just love it. And then Saturday morning, bright and early, started my drive down to Bandera, Texas, and didn't get in till like midnight. It just takes me so long I just don't, I enjoy car rides. And so I'm very excited to get my van and, be traveling, but I think 6 to 8 hours a day is my max.
Yeah.
No more 12 hours. I just have to stop every few hours. And, yeah. So anyway, but, yeah, so Confluence was on a regenerative farm, and it was amazing. And they have their own, so they have a pond that I swam in and I remember reading about it, but I'm going to have to look it up again. It's naturally mineralized. The water is almost like a pale blue, and then it's got white. So I don't know what specific minerals are in it, but it's very very good to swim in, good for your skin. And then the mud, the clay, people were going in and, doing mud masks and stuff. You'd see people walking around with their masks, with mud all over them. So a very, very cleansing clay at the bottom. So,
and they were putting it on their
yeah,
face.
they were putting it on their face and their skin, and doing the mud mask. So,
A facial.
yeah, with the mud there. So that was a cool experience to swim across that. And they had a steam sauna right at the pond too. So, because the water was cold, so I did the steam sauna first and sweated it out, and then got and swam in the pond. And of course, heard Veda Austin speak on water. That was good. Of course, I've listened to her before, but never seen her in person. And lots of just really, really good, interesting people. There were workshops on living off grid or doing, farm stuff, fermenting, things like that. There were tours of the farm that they have there. They've just got a great setup. It's amazing. I'm so happy for that couple, the Engleharts. And then, yes, we did the biofield tuning right before the eclipse with Eileen Music. That was amazing. She went through the whole body, and then had the eclipse, and that was a very cool experience with that group of people. Right, it was just a really cool group of people. Everyone was singing, and it was great. And then I went and did the swimming in the steam sauna afterwards. I just felt like for some reason I needed a detox after that eclipse. I don't know why. So, but yeah, it was a great experience. Lots of fun, lots of good food, organic, farm fresh, all of the things. So,
did they charge you per person?
Yeah. Yeah, there was a charge. I am a member of the Way Forward, Alex X group. So we got a good discount. And I just paid daily passes because I wasn't there for the whole 4-day thing. I was just there for 2 days. So it wasn't that bad.
Good.
For everything all the experience that I had. So yeah, they had free Kangen water. Had Kangen, machine or Kangen things around, and everyone was filling up on the good water, and it was just a good, interesting experience. So,
yeah, good.
Yes.
So we all went out of town last week.
Apparently.
Well, that's springtime. There we go.
Well,
there's our spring energy subject.
See?
Yeah.
Yeah, it comes back to your spot. Yeah.
I'm really excited to get home and get in my little 4 foot by 4 foot garden. When I went home, and I've got to figure out how to do this, Carla. My basil, that I've had for 4 years now, just has taken over, because it's seeded, and it's like in everyone else's gardens too.
Right.
So I was trying to, pull, and I was talking to it. I'm like, I love you guys, but yet we can't have you everywhere. But my irises had bloomed, so that was nice. I got my irises 4 years ago because my first granddaughter's name is Iris. So I got them irises, and I have irises for my iris. And then my basil, my oregano has been there for 4 years now. My sage, I planted a couple of years ago. It's still going. So those are the things that have been perennials for me. But any ideas besides just pulling up the basil on what I can do? Any thoughts?
Doesn't basil make pesto? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I do a number of.
Eat lots of pesto.
Yeah.
Well, it freezes okay. I've done it 2 ways. Sometimes I put all the extra leaves if I have to pull something up, and sometimes you don't have to pull. If it's real close together, you can take a pair of scissors and cut them off right at ground level.
Okay.
And they won't come back, but it saves disrupting all the soil around the ones you want to keep, right?
That's a
And
good
so
idea.
you can put it in the blender with some water and get it kind of as a mash, and then put it in a Ziploc bag and then freeze it, per serving, or in chunks thin enough that you can bang it on the counter and break it up and throw chunks in soup or whatever. Or it dries real easy. You can just take what you pull, cut the roots off and dry them, and then um, so you can have it dried. Or I've also just used the fresh basil, and instead of drying it and instead of mashing it, just put the handfuls of the leaves in bags and freeze them that way. I leave the bag puffy right as you put them in, and then once it's frozen, you can flatten it and it crumbles them up to some
Oh,
extent. And
okay.
so that's probably the easiest way to do it, I think, because drying, you have to have space set up to,
Yeah.
to dry everything. And a lot of times I don't have enough space with everything I'm trying to dry. But awesome. Yeah, I haven't planted my basil yet. I usually grow the Genevieve, the standard eating basil, and then I grow
Okay.
Tulsi. And
Oh, yeah.
sometimes I've tried Thai basil, but it's harder to. I love the flavor, but it's harder to dry because the leaves are tiny and the stems are harder. They're not
Mm,
real soft and um, easy to chew like the other basils are, and so it
mhm.
takes a lot more time to destem everything. And so I quit growing Thai and just stick with the other two. But yeah, that's great. I have also the perennial oregano that works real well.
I love
And
the
this year I thought I would plant sage. I haven't grown sage. Well, I have before, but not here where we've lived. So I thought that would be fun. I'm starting a new like herbal bed um,
Good.
with more seeds because um, I don't know. Usually I've grown things in raised beds and it works just fine, but I wanted to grow more things. And so I was going to do calendula and chamomile in the ground this year instead of in the raised beds, and leave the raised beds for perhaps the newer seed that I'm trying to grow that needs a little more attention while I learn how
Mhm.
to grow it. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
very
So
good. Yeah.
exciting.
It is. Spring is awesome, isn't it? I planted spinach and mustard greens. The mustard greens I planted really thick because I had tons of seed that
Mhm.
I'd saved the year before. And so it's already coming up. The spinach isn't up yet. And so there's just awesome. Yeah, our broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage, and kale. I harvested kale. We're just picking the leaves small this year, is because they're more
Okay.
tender, and that's how we like them. So we let it grow thick, and then we're just um, cutting the leaves when they're small. But the cabbage and cauliflower are doing great, and those
Good.
are, yeah, those are like if you plant a lot of them by seed, and you had more than one stem, or you had, when you put them into the ground or the container garden that you were going to put them in, there was some close together, then you can just leave them close together until they have established their new root system and start to grow again, and then take your scissors and cut it off at ground level, cut off the extra ones and just leave one to grow. So
Okay.
that works really well too. So yeah, spring is exciting. I've been picking tons of asparagus. It's so big and tall. It's like as big as your thumb. A lot of them are so thick, and
Good.
when you eat them fresh right after you've picked them or within a few hours, oh, you can't beat it. Yeah, eat them
I
raw
bet.
like that.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I bet. That's
So
amazing. Yeah, I'm excited to get home and just plant a couple more things. I'm trying to figure out, it's hard because we're on the rooftop, you know, of a 6-story building downtown Kansas City with the river right behind us. So it's really windy up there.
mm,
And I did contact, I've had classes. I'll be teaching classes again when I get back for discount and rent, which is amazing. I'm so excited. Carla helped me manifest that, by the way, Ramie. And we've got some local beekeepers that are more like urban beekeepers in Kansas City. And I've contacted a couple of them about putting beehives up on the rooftop to help us, bring in some pollinators. So when I get back, I'm really excited to talk to management about that because we've talked about it, but it was a couple of years ago about doing that and really see if we can get that going. I think that would be fun to
oh
have that
yeah.
going.
Well, and
So,
that in itself would tie in so well with classes that you could give, right? Because from my understanding, I haven't been around, raised bees. I haven't been a beekeeper, but if you go in with a pure mind, right? You're not scared of them. You're not putting off fear vibes, and you're not putting off, I'm managing you. I'm, uh, getting what I want and taking it. If you go in with just love basically and gratitude for all that they're providing. It's like there's no need for beekeeping equipment. You can just do that. And I've had the one experience, not with honeybees, but with bumblebees when they're on a flower drinking nectar in the garden. They're busy, and you can go up there again if you're in the right mindset, and you
mhm.
can pet them. You can touch
Oh,
them and
yeah,
stroke them. Yeah, and they're
yeah,
just fine with it. Yeah,
yeah,
it's really
yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
Jessica, when you come back, you need to come
Mhm.
see Yoga Patch.
Okay,
Where
I'll
you
look it
could,
up and I'll come see you.
yeah, you could teach your classes there. And
Oh,
and if you have any Southern people, South Waldo area, Kansas
South
City
Casey. Gotcha.
and Johnson County, you could share my office because it's just so it's a really good place.
Okay.
You'll see. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Because they don't want to come all the way downtown, so to speak. They can come halfway
I
or
know. I
yeah,
know. It's so
check
funny.
it out.
We're all in Kansas City, but seems
Yeah,
so
and
far
then
away.
yeah, and then your classes would go really well. We're having a fair at the end of the month, and I'm gonna have a booth and tell them what I do and blah blah
Good,
blah. Because they're
good.
they're really heavy yoga and the float tank. They have the
Oh, good.
they have 3 float tanks.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm
yeah.
doing that this week.
Oh, good.
Here.
Good, good.
Yeah, up here in Rapid. Yeah.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
So
Yeah, I
it,
forgot they had that.
yeah, yeah. Come check it out.
Yeah. Will that be on social media, Ramie? The
Which?
your fair at
Oh,
the end of the
yes.
month?
Yeah. Just
Okay.
look up Yoga Patch, and it's
Okay.
a fair. And it's
I'll share it so that
yeah, 10 to. Oh, well, thank you. 10 to
yeah.
4. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll share. I won't be home, but I'll share it. And I'm growing my followers.
Good.
So who knows? You might get a few people in. So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Mm,
Yeah.
absolutely.
It's a good place. It's good stuff.
good. I'm so glad. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm so glad you've got that.
I wanted to there was one thing I had ordered, and I wanted to shout out to um, one of my email connections. Then they had suggested I get this oracle deck of tree angels, and right away
Cool.
I looked it up on Amazon and read about it, and it sounded awesome. So they came yesterday, and when I got home, my husband had got the mail, so it was here, and it was real interesting. So at late in the evening, I decided to open it up and look at him, and so it comes with a little book, that you can read more on, and I was just shuffling them, standing and shuffling them, and one card falls to the ground, and it's the olive tree. And I didn't think anything of it because they kind of stick together when they're brand new. And so I just stuck it back in the deck and was shuffling, continued to shuffle. And then when I got them all separated and mixed up, then I spread them out to pull one with the intention that the universe would give me what I would need for the night to dwell on in my mind overnight, and that for me to learn from or connect with. And so I spread them out, and right away there was kind of one card that kind of stuck to my finger. It came out of the middle somewhere, but I thought, well, I hadn't like intentionally yet picked which one I wanted, and so I just paused and felt left that on top, but kind of felt others, and no, it was that one that wanted. So I looked at it, and it was the olive. So it popped out of the deck to start with because
Ah.
that was the one I was supposed to look, right?
Mhm.
And it came again because I hadn't trusted that. I didn't think I was fully tuned in, but the universe was, right? And the
Always.
olive tree, so I read um the in the book about it, and the olive tree, the I should start back. This goes back to like the story of Noah and the ark, where when the
Mm.
floods were starting to end, then Noah was said to release a dove into the air, and it came back with an olive branch. And so since
Mm.
then, the dove had been known as peace, but really it's the olive tree that's the peace,
Oh,
because the dove wouldn't have got it if the olive tree wasn't there. And
yeah.
so it's the olive tree that means peace, but deeper than the peace is you have to have the peace, and then it's about abundance and success because you have your inner peace. And I thought that was just beautiful. It was
That's
a
neat.
sign of success and abundance, and I had been feeling that very much. And
Good.
and like Ramie, it's kind of my intention for the year, or my theme for the year, is to just be quiet and follow, look at what the universe brings in, and not be going go 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 trying to work things out by myself, but to find that peace and wait for the universe, and take all it brings is good, right? And so while I'm shuffling these, I thought I would pick a card for all of us today, everyone who listens, for our highest good here for spring, and what can help us most today. And I think it's a wonderful morning. We had such a nice, refreshing, hard rain here where I live, and the streets are lined with water. It's really wonderful. And so here I'm going to shuffle these, and you guys put your intention toward the picking the card that we need to. And ah, I have to say, when I first had opened the box last night, it was like this gush of energy. It was like I could tell these cards were made with the intentions that were so
Mm,
powerful. And,
beautiful.
and here it is. And we have the holly. I
Oh.
usually think of that at Christmas, don't you? And I don't know if you could see
Mhm.
isn't that
Mhm.
interesting,
Oh.
how the light comes flowing through? That's
Yep.
very interesting. And so let's see, that's number 4 here. I'll read. Here we go. We all know that the holly is prickly, a characteristic that we may not like, but the holly's thorns also spur us on and even wake us up. Just as its distinctive leaves are clearly defined, with holly the mist suddenly clears, enabling us to see all kinds of things with clarity and good judgment. We may still experience painful disappointments, but at the same time, we also gain untapped power. It enables us to take up the sword of truth and spiritly cut through the veil of illusion that was clouding our perception. With holly, we outgrow our fears and start to view life with a new clarity, realizing that things are not just black or white, good or bad. With holly's medicine, we can see the variety of color in our rich and often complex lives. Holly, therefore, often marks a crossing or turning point and shows energy and a deeper personal integrity. With the holly at our side, we can do spiritual battle if we have to, and regardless of whether we win or lose, we can maintain our composure and higher purpose. Yet beware, the blessed sword will only remain with us if used to help us on our unique path to truth. Its purpose is not to scare off nor injure others, but to aid perception. Holly represents a test of ourselves. Without the power of holly, we remain in half light, ensnared in illusion and fantasy. We become comfortable in our self made world and only seek our own advantage. Eventually, we may even become cowardly or weak. And the tree oracle says, clarify your intent, expose your fears, trust in your inner voice, and take courage. The sword pierces the veil. Truth is double edged, merciless, yes, full of love. So that's perfect for spring energy, isn't it?
I like that one. That's very unique and good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very lovely. And it's called the Tree Angel Oracle Deck, The Ancient Path into the Sacred Grove. So,
Good
it's
recommendation.
by Fred Hoggender and Anne Hinge. So, anyway,
I like
beautiful.
it. Thank you, Carla.
Oh, you're welcome. With that note, Ramie, would you have a spring meditation that would go along with the holly?
Sure. You ready?
Yeah, awesome.
All right. All right. Shoulders back, palms on top of your thighs. Close your eyes and let's take that big, deep belly breath. Hold it. And as you release, make sure your feet are grounded to Mother Earth. And release. Feel your body go down, down, down. Let's do that again. Inhale, big belly breath. Hold it at the top. And make sure your exhale is longer than your inhale. Let it go. And go inside. Go inside your body. Feel your body. Feel your connectiveness to Mother Earth and to the cosmos. And then feel your heart. How's your heart feel today? Notice your heart and go back to the heart, that door. It's golden. Open the door. And the minute you do, you can feel the love. For that's what you are, and that's what we share. Open the door and then step inside the chamber of your heart. And the minute you get in the chamber of your heart, you're very tall, you're motivated, and you're confident, and you walk toward the center of your heart. Walking tall, confident, motivated, and in the present moment, right here, right now. So you are at the center of your heart. Settle in. There's nothing to do. There's nowhere to go. Just stay right here. Thinking of love, love, love. Love for yourself. Love for your family. Love for your community. Your city, your state. And let it ripple out to the cosmos, the whole planet, right here, right now, in love, 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 love. And as you stay here, welcome spring, all the newness, all the growth, all the water. Enjoy the flowers, enjoy the herbs, enjoy the stillness, and don't forget to just allow it all to come to you. For the universe is working for us. And feel that right there in your heart. Feel it. And stay right there, feeling it. I end every meditation with Om. It's just Om. And when you tone it, your eyes are closed. No one's listening to your voice. It's more for you to feel the vibration in your chest and beyond. And so we'll just inhale, and on the exhale, Om. And the M part, you just bring your lips together so you can feel the vibration. I'll lead, you follow. Ready? Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. One more. Inhale. Prayer pose. Namaste.
So it is.
So it is.
Thank you, Ramie.
Oh, you're so welcome.
Beautiful. Beautiful. And with that, we'll close for today and meet again next week. Again, thank you all so much for listening. And we hope we've offered you some tools and thoughts to help your day. So, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.